Aloha, good morning, everyone. Welcome to hour number two of Trax Midday Buzz with me, Anil, on the mic, alongside my lovely producers, two new producers, or rather one new producer. Yeah, one of them is a seasoned pro, a seasoned veteran here in TRAXXfm, and Abhishega, as well as our brand new producer, Fida, as well, who is here in the studios. And together, we are going to dive into a topic that we are all pretty familiar with, especially with us who, we're very familiar going on social media and we scroll and we, every now and then, some advertisement or some video pops up of an influencer endorsing a particular product. Could be anything, collagens to increase the elasticity of your face to make you look 10 years younger, a slimming tea that can promise you to lose weight in about 7 days, all those things that sound too good to be true. Many things, wonder medicines, or, give you extra energy, blah, blah, blah. List just goes on, doesn't end. But the $1,000,000 question here is that, should these influencers be doing it? Number one. Number two is, can they do it responsibly? Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we always propagate this here at Trax when we share health tips, when we come up with some article about a new herb that's out there that you can use for yourself. At the end of it, we always say, look, we're no doctors. It's always good for you to go, consult your doctor for anything before you take our word for it. And that is the topic we're going to unpack today with our special guest. She's actually from the Pharmaceutical Services Division from the Selangor State Health Department. She knows her stuff in and out. She's going to talk to us about it today. Her name is Nur Akila binti Abdul Rahman. Akila, good morning and welcome to Trax.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Thank you for having me here. I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome. The pleasure's ours. So the last time around you were interviewed on television on Fresh Brew,
Yeah.
which is another program that we have televised on our RTM ASEAN channel. Now we're having you here. So yes, thanks for accepting our invitation. And
You're welcome.
now, we see more and more social media influencers, openly promoting all of these healthcare products. As we know, we've always, reminded Malaysians to only buy products that are certified by the Ministry of Health and, who's got its emblem, stickers and so on.
Correct.
But we still see some products that actually slip through the cracks, so to speak, right? What are your views and thoughts on this, Akila?
All right. First of all, I think it's very crucial that our consumers understand actually what is health products, what is considered a health product. So health products refer to any substance or formulation that is used to supplement the diet or help to maintain and restore health. Okay, and health products actually comes in few formulations or categories. One of it being health food and beverages. So these are your premixed coffees, botanical drinks, and then they also come in medicine or supplements health products. So these are your vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and these usually come in from in the pharmaceutical dosage form, such as your capsules, tablets, and such. And then you also have the herbs, the plant extracts, animal extracts that are used for medicinal purposes. So these are also considered as health products.
Yeah.
And then you also have traditional products, usually like the traditional Malay, Chinese, Indian, that they use to restore energy or maintain health. Okay,
Right.
so the confusion here, I think, mostly on what is the health products is actually the confusion between, is it under the food category or under the medicine or supplement category, and who is actually regulating these. All right. So for food category, under the Food Act 1983, basically food is anything that is consumed or drunk by human, and actually they need to follow the labeling requirement under the Food Regulation 1985. So for food category, they are not allowed to have claims such as to prevent, to treat, or reduce any diseases. Okay.
That is the most common thing that influencers actually rely on. They say
Yes.
that, this can do this can do that. Yeah.
Yes, and then we have another category which is the the health products under the under the supplement and medicine categories. So these are regulated by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency,
Okay.
or we call the NPRA.
Okay.
So for these products, they need to be registered through the Drug Control Authority. And once registered, they have the MAL registration number and also the security hologram label, just like you mentioned just now. So those are the requirements for under the category of supplements and medicines. But
Right.
for food, it's more on their labelings requirements. Yeah.
So as consumers, it's very crucial for us to know, all of
Yes.
these intricacies that we got to look out for before we actually, buy into the idea that
Yes.
influencers telling us. So we'll move away now from the consumers. Now let's get into the influencers. Yeah, influencers. If you're listening to the show right now, okay, Akila is going to share some very crucial insights for you. Now, what are some of the risks that will arise if an influencer endorses a product that doesn't tick all the boxes that you mentioned earlier, be it food or be it in the medicine category?
All right. Okay. Basically, since now a lot of the marketing strategies have shifted, like from the olden days where people sell their products through the physical stores. Now, influencers are like the new medium to get to the consumers, and of course, there are risks when an influencer is lack of knowledge, for example, which just like even the categories like I mentioned just now, if they fail to identify what are the categories and the requirements, so this could lead to a lot of misleading information being given to the consumers. And then we also have a very fragile group out there, like we have the pregnant women, children, and patients with chronic diseases. So it's important that the influencer is knowledgeable, because if they do not have the knowledge, they could possibly advertise unregistered medicines and supplements or counterfeit products.
Yeah.
And also, they might actually exaggerate the claims, and they might also promote false testimonials. So this is very dangerous to the consumers. Yeah.
Very dangerous. So I on TikTok, I recently saw this a couple of months ago. There was this one influencer who was, promoting a particular product that he claimed, and based on what you told me, I can tell it falls under the food category, not on the medicine category, right? See, now that I'm informed, I'm able to, put the
Yeah.
pieces together. And then another influencer came online debunking this product, saying that
Oh.
this product it's not like what he claims it to be. It can never do what it does. It's a bogus this, that, and all that. It's phony. It's not real. You should never fall into this ploy. And then that influencer who came up with this product said, okay, let me settle this case over here. First of all, I didn't say that this is some kind of a medicine, a wonder medicine or whatever. This is a traditional medicine. This is
I
a
see.
traditional product. So he fell back on that idea that it is a traditional product, thinking that, oh yeah, that's like a safety net. As long as I say it's product traditional, then I wouldn't have to be responsible for many things, because a mother just pounding some ginger to give her child when she's having a flu. That's like a traditional tip that most mothers have used. So
Correct.
that's the premise that he fell on. Anything you want to share about that?
So basically, yes, traditional products is actually one of the health products that is largely marketed, and it's one of the focus of the manufacturers nowadays because of the claim that it is traditional and natural.
Natural.
Okay, but we have to bear in mind, like I mentioned just now, there are two categories. There are food products, and there are also medicine and supplements products under the category of traditional. For the food product, it's mainly like you said, you can do it at home, like the herbs, the natural herbs and such. But let's say if it's under it's in the pharmaceutical dosage form, like your capsule, tablets, liquid, with the instruction on how you should consume it, it's mostly under the category of medicines and supplements. And under the Ministry of Health, we give the registration number for this category, which is the MAL registration number, followed by 8 digits. And at the end, you will see the alphabet T for the traditional products.
Right.
So it is actually supposed to be registered. Although it is registered, for traditional products, we do not have the clinical trials. So there is no proof for like its efficacy. But if it's registered, it has undergone all the security checks and everything. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm sure from a legal standpoint as well, there are some acts and regulations that govern the promotion of health products. Hold your thoughts, Akila. We'll go in for a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into the legalities concerning
All
this
right.
topic. This is Health on Tracks. My name is Anil on the mic, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Health on Tracks with me, Anil, on the mic. And today we are speaking about influencers promoting health products. Yeah. And with us today is our guest. She's from the Pharmaceutical Services Division of Selangor State Health Department, Nur Akila binti Abdul Rahman. Akila, welcome back to Health on Tracks.
Hello.
Yeah. So, in the opening of our interview, you did make it very clear that influencer marketing, that is one of the marketing strategies. Yeah. A lot of companies, organizations that manufacture these kind of healthcare supplements, medicinal food consumption products. That's one way for them to market their products. Now, I think it's important for them to consider the legal standpoints as well, the legal aspects of it. So what are the regulations that govern the promotion of health products, whether it's using an influencer or not?
All right. For promotion and advertisements on health products, there are few acts and regulation involved. So one of it is Medicine Advertisement Sale Act 1956, Food Act 1983, and Food Regulations 1985, and also the Poison Act 1952 and Consumer Protection Act 1999. Okay, basically for the Medicine Advertisements and Sale Act 1956, it's more of there are some advertisements that is not allowed to be advertised at all, but there are also some that are that you can advertise with the approval from Medicine Advertisement Board. Okay, and for the food products, as I mentioned, it's more on the labeling requirements which they need to follow. They should not specify any claim to cure, treat, or prevent diseases. Okay, and for the Consumer Protection Act 1999, that is under the Ministry of Trade and Cost of Living.
Okay.
So it's more on you should avoid any misleading information or false claims also for the products. So it's important for the influencers, if they are involved in advertising health products, they need to actually go through all of these law and regulation, as I mentioned, just to be on the safe side. So
Yeah.
that it's not that you cannot promote, you can, following all the rules and regulation that applies to the product. Yeah.
Considering the acts, the laws, the regulations that are in place, and also what's paramount is your responsibility towards public health.
Yes, correct. Because the influencers, they really have a strong influence on their followers.
Very.
Because basically they share their lifestyle, they share their testimonial, personal experiences. So that is very relatable to their followers. And of course, if let's say they happen to say anything that is inaccurate, but the followers who wouldn't know and might just follow the influencers. Yeah.
Now, if an influencer still wishes to promote health products, walk them through the guidelines and the safety precautions they should follow, Akila.
All right. First of all, you need to study your product.
Okay.
If it's under the food category or if it's controlled under the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, which is usually the supplements and the medicines.
Okay.
And okay, you have to check for their registration number, which is the MAL registration number if it's a product. And for the cosmetics, we have the notification number. You need to check. You can check this actually through our app, national. It's called the NPRA Product Status app. So in this app, you can actually just search the keyword, the product, and see if it's registered with or notified with the Ministry of Health. Okay, that is number one. And then you must bear in mind that prescription medicines cannot be advertised.
Right.
Meaning those medications for hypertension, diabetes, cancer, you should steer away from these kind of promotional advertisements.
Right.
Because it's really not allowed.
Right.
Okay, and then you have to avoid medical claims for food products.
Right.
And also avoid medical claims for cosmetics. So nowadays we have creams, supposedly for cosmetic purposes, but then you claim it to treat something, to treat a disease. So that is wrong. That is not allowed.
Right.
Okay, and just check the background of the products and also the companies, so that you are well aware of what you are promoting to the public.
Seems like, these influencers have a big responsibility on their shoulders.
Yes.
Because a majority of consumers out there tend to believe them more than their doctors.
Correct. Yes. As I mentioned, our concern is actually on the consumer safety.
Right.
Moreover, on the fragile groups like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and those especially with the chronic diseases. Because for them, actually, it's very crucial that they continue their appointments with their doctors, continue consulting with their doctors before taking any medications or supplements.
Right. Right. Now, if violations do occur, what actions and the penalties can be enforced? What will happen to these influencers if they are rogue? Yeah.
Okay, because I mentioned just now there are a lot of regulations and acts involved in advertisement. So one of it is Medicine Advertisement and Sales Act 1956. So under this act, if you are found guilty, you can be fined up to 3,000 ringgit or imprisonment of up to 1 year.
Right.
Nah, if it's a repeat offense, you can get a fine up to 5,000 ringgit and imprisonment up to 2 years. Yeah, so actually there are some impacts or something that can happen to the influencers if they actually do some offenses.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving away from the influencer, let's talk about someone who is influenced by the influencer now.
Oh, okay.
The consumer, right? For the sake of this conversation, maybe a Nancy watched a reel, and then she fell for this one product endorsed by an influencer to make her skin much more brighter, glowing. And Nancy bought this cream, Wonder Cream, applied it on her face, and then her face ended up being really bad. She had many blisters. What should Nancy do?
All right. This could happen
Yeah,
actually
okay.
because nowadays everything is online and you purchase things online without any consultation. So
Right.
there are risks for these allergies or bad reactions. And first, you need to check through our website or our app just now, the NPRA product status.
Okay.
You can just download that, and through that you can check if the cosmetic actually registered with the Ministry of Health. If it has a notified number.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's not, then it's definitely illegal for the product to be in the market.
Correct.
And you can send a complaint through our website, www.moh.spab.gov.my. So this is actually the platform for the consumers to give their feedback or their complaints for illegal products.
Right, right. Apart from skincare products, even all of these wonder drinks, all these slimming teas, that can say that claims that you can help you lose weight, and I've seen a lot of people who end up damaging their kidneys. Yeah, because
correct.
say it's this uric acid buildup or whatever the protein. I don't know. I'm not a medical expert. Yeah, maybe we can shine the spotlight, and maybe you can share your expertise as a pharmacist and say what are some of the implications that can happen. Maybe you can just give us a few examples if we consume products that would be detrimental for our health.
Okay. Regarding this question, but first of all, I think what is crucial for the consumers actually to understand, actually in Malaysia, we have this Medicine Advertisement Sales Act 1956. We do not allow any advertisements that is saying the claim for treatment and prevention for at least 20 diseases, such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, asthma, hypertension, mental disorder, and many more. So if you actually saw these kind of advertisements, it's already a red flag already.
Okay.
Meaning it's I'm talking about awareness as a
Yeah.
consumer. The first thing is you need to be aware that these advertisements are illegal. So possibly the products are not registered or illegal as well. And so like the impact to your health is actually more on, sometimes it's something that you cannot see abruptly.
Yeah.
Because if you consume like tea every day, it won't happen in 24 hours. For some people it might, but for some people it will take years to build up, and then you might end up with kidney diseases or heart diseases without knowing what is the possible cause.
Yeah.
So I would say it's better that you stay safe and check your product before you consume it, rather than you just give it a try,
Yeah.
and then we don't know in the long run what it does to your health.
Yeah. It's like, some people back in the days before social media, they used to go to night markets, pasar malam, and then, some guys used to, put up a table and say, oh, okay, you've got this thing, you can drink it
Yes.
up. It will help you do this, do that. And they end up buying it and go back home. Just gave them the complete opposite side effects.
Yes.
And they were like, okay, next week I'm going to go back to the same pasar malam. I'm going to confront this guy. When they went back, he wasn't there. Nowhere
Yeah.
to be found.
Usually these sellers are actually very smart.
Very s-
Even online,
Yeah.
maybe one day they will put up their product, and then another day they will just
Sell something else.
yes. It's actually physically or online. It's the same method, and it's very fast moving, I would say. So on the enforcement side, we are trying our best and trying to protect the consumers. But I would say it's more important that the consumers themselves are aware and choose the correct ones, the correct products.
Yes, be a smart, informed consumer.
Yes.
Great. Akila, let's go in for another quick break. And when we come back, we'll wrap up this conversation. Today, I'm speaking to Nur Akila binti Abdul Rahman, a pharmacist from the Pharmaceutical Services Department of the Selangor State Health Department. And she's today talking to us about influencers promoting healthcare products. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. right, welcome back to Health on Tracks. We took a short break and we're now continuing our conversation with Nur Akila binti Abdul Rahman, a pharmacist at the Pharmaceutical Services Division of Selangor State Health Department. And Akila today is speaking to us about influencers promoting health products, the legal implications, the acts, and what we as consumers should do so that we make the right, proper, informed decision before falling into any one of these, promises that
Correct.
these influencers have made. Akila, welcome back.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. Okay, seems like our conversation has tickled some curious bones, some curious listeners out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a text from one of our listener. Anyways, just concerning this topic, but this one's a bit more specific concerning ED pills. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
erectile dysfunction pills. Yeah, this
Okay.
has been, you see, if anyone would take a stroll around Kuala Lumpur sometime during the late hours of the day, you would find a lot of these vendors. Yeah, irresponsible, you could say, because none of the products that they're actually endorsing, so selling, are valid, verified by the ministry of anything, any of the agencies or entities that you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
And so it's very important that people do consider all of these things before buying these products, because it has even been reported to lead to death.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your thoughts on this? Yeah.
Okay. Products for sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction is actually one of the products that are really popular in the market,
Yeah.
and it's also one of those that is usually heavily marketed in the advertisements with a lot of misleading or false claims.
Yeah.
And it's very attractive sometimes that you just really want to buy, but actually there are really heavy consequences on your health on the matter. For example, because for erectile dysfunction products, usually they are adulterated with sildenafil, we call the drug, sildenafil or tadalafil. And these substances actually do have other effects on your body,
Yeah.
mainly your blood pressure and
Yeah.
your heart. So if, let's say, a consumer took something that is unregistered, we do not know actually how much is the content of the active ingredient in the product. So it could be too much for one
Yeah.
person, and then it could lead to you could have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Also, you could have also problems with your private area.
Yes.
And so it's very crucial to understand actually for ED problems, you can seek help from professional help, meaning you have to see the doctor and they will prescribe to you the medicine properly, because not everyone has the same condition or the same dose that they have to take. But if you buy online, we really do not know how much do they put the active ingredient in there. If they want a fast selling product, maybe they put a lot in it, and it might be too much to take for someone. So it's very dangerous, and I would say the consumers need to be careful on this matter.
You never find these particular ED products manufactured by the big pharma companies going out doing this robust marketing campaigns and
Yes.
promising you this and that, because it's something
Actually,
that,
it's there are registered medicines for this condition, but it's only through prescription and
by a doctor.
consultation by a doctor. And like you said, the big pharma companies are not advertising it because we have the Medicine Advertisement Sales Act. And really we prohibit any advertisement regarding sexual function.
Correct.
Yes.
If it's too good to be true, then you better stay away from it.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
that's how-
even online and on the social media platforms, all this marketing about the ED product is already, the advertisement itself is already illegal. What more about the products? The product is definitely not registered.
yeah. I think it's something to do with the way most of us are wired as well, because we know if we go to a doctor, say to address something like our weight, for instance, and we expect the doctor to give us some medication, some wonder pill that can help us. And what the doctor's going to do, the doctor's going to tell you, maybe you should start by walking. You need to exercise. You need to do this. You need to do that. Similarly, when it comes to sexual health as well, if a man walks in, visits his physician and says, I have this issue and I'm not able to do certain things, the doctor would say, maybe you need to lose some weight. Maybe you try, come back after losing 10 kilograms first, then maybe we'll look at other things. And that's the thing people don't want to go through. They want to cut to the chase.
They want a shortcut, basically.
They want a fast solution
Yes.
to all these things.
But when it comes to health, any shortcut or tricks, I don't think it's safe for you. It's best that you really follow the professional advice and really follow, like, consuming only registered medicines and supplements and such.
Right. Akila, thank you very much for coming here all the way from Shah Alam to speak to us and share your thoughts. Very generous with your answers. Before we let you go, what's your advice to first consumers before trusting a product advertised by influencers, and then after that we'll come to the influencers?
Okay, for the consumers, you have to check whether what is the category of your product and what are the requirements. Such as for the food product, you should know by now if it's like they have exaggerating claims and such, so you should not just simply believe that. And then for the medicines and supplements, you need to check their registration number, the MAL registration number. With the Ministry of Health, you can download the app. Like I mentioned, it's an NPRA product status app.
Yeah.
And for the influencers, actually from our website, we have the panduan pengiklanan untuk selebriti. So they can actually refer to this guideline just to be on the safe side. If you really do want to promote health products in your platform, you just check and follow the guidelines. What are the do's and don'ts? Just so that you yourself will be very responsible influencer.
And not diminish your credibility as an influencer.
Correct, yes. Because it could be damaging to your reputation.
And your business as well.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay. Akila, thank you very much. You have a lovely day. We look forward to having you in the studios
All
again.
right, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, that is a wrap for today's edition of Health on Tracks. We spoke to Nur Akila binti Abdul Rahman, a pharmacist from the Pharmaceutical Services Division of the Selangor State Health Department. And today she spoke to us and enlightened us and unpacked on how we can be better, smarter consumers in consuming and, trusting any product that are being enforced or rather endorsed by influencers. And at the same time, for influencers as well to be responsible enough to ensure that you follow the proper guidelines before you put your name on the product. If you missed out on any part of this interview, you can catch the replay by visiting TRAXXfm Official's Facebook page, or you can catch the podcast as well by visiting our podcast portal. Coming up is the noon news at 12 o'clock, and then after that, I'll be back to continue keeping the buzz going on Trax Midday Buzz.